Hey there, folks. Just wanted to talk with you guys a little bit this morning about values, bad values, money, and actual worth. Because, our dominant society, dominant culture of consumerism tells us that everything is valued in a money sense. Money makes the world go round. Time is money. The only thing that's worth anything is money. If you're not living a life in pursuit of money, then your life is worthless. If your country doesn't have enough money, then your country's a shithole. So I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about this because I don't believe that money is the actual value in this world. The actual value in this world is humanity. Because if you take a big pile of money and you put it next to a homeless child, that homeless child will not have a home. They'll just have a pile of money. You need actual humanity to get that child into a home. So, the same thing. A bridge does not get built by money. Humanity builds a bridge. The real value in the world, the thing that's actually worth anything in this world, is humanity. And obviously I'm not, whatever kind of human-centric. Obviously other animals, their value in this world is to do with their feelings. We all have these complex feelings. We all have all of these emotions, and they are what's actually worth anything in life. Experiences, empathy, actual caring, genuine caring is what actually matters in this world. Somehow we got it all upside down, and people act as if money is what's important. And if you don't have money, that's a cause for discrimination. Sorry about the angle here. I can't see what I'm filming because I'm clicking the invite button, trying to give people a chance to tune in. So I can't see what anybody's saying or what it looks like because all I can see is this invite screen. But, this is the thing, is all of these people, at least here where I live, there's 75%, according to one analysis I read, 75% of the people in this county qualify for food stamps. And over 13,000 people are hungry. They're actually hungry. But they can't get any food because they don't have any money. Not because there isn't any food. There's actually tons of food. There's physically tons of food that gets thrown away on the regular because money, for profit. It's not profitable to give away food. So instead of giving away food to hungry people in the name of money, they throw that food away and lock the dumpster. So even if you have whatever it takes to climb into a dumpster to get the food that you need, you can't because there's a lock on it, and the cops will come over and give you a ticket if you try and eat out of a dumpster. So even though there's plenty of food, the only way that you're allowed to get food is if you have money. So, it's a really messed up system. It's a really, really messed up system that we live in, and we're comfortable with it. We, as a society, are willing to accept that. We're not trying to change it. Whatever, people talk about changing it, but let's face it, there's more hungry people than there are people trying to make this world better. Because you can't face down the giant. You can't just tell people, look, the money doesn't matter. Throw the money away. Let's focus on being humans. Let's actually be human beings to each other and not focus on money. Because people are so conditioned into it that the only worth they can see is if somebody has money. And it messes with me. It really messes with me, because I know that whatever, Gandhi didn't have any money. Martin Luther King didn't have any money. Malcolm X, these guys were poor people, you know, and their worth wasn't defined by the amount of money that they could spend on things. The worth that they had was defined by the value that they brought to the world. And that's, I think, the real problem is in our society, the only value that you can bring to the world is money. And, you know, this is one of the walls that I'm bumping into, because I don't have any money, then I'm not worth anything. And, you know, I've had plenty of people throwing stones at me in a Facebook sense because I don't have any money. They want to cut me down and devalue my opinion, devalue my words, devalue my beliefs because I don't have money behind them. And it, you know, it just cuts to the deep. It cuts deep because I don't want to be defined by money. I do not want to be defined by it, but that's how the whole world defines me. The whole world defines people by their money. And you know what? I'm pretty fortunate. I'm actually, I have more money than a lot of people. And you know, this is what got me onto it this morning. Is I read an article about the people of the Oglala Lakota County and the Pine Ridge Reservation. And the people on the Pine Ridge Reservation are killing themselves because they don't see any way out of the desperate situation that they're in. You know, they're at home, cold, having to decide whether they're going to eat or pay their heating bill because they don't have enough money. They can't afford wood. They can't afford propane. They can't afford to both eat and stay warm. You know, don't even consider getting medicine. You know, there's no medicine, there's no car repairs, there's no roofing materials, you know, there's no money. And because they don't have any money, then we look at them as a society and say these people are worthless. They don't have any money, they don't have any value, they don't have any worth. And that's messed up. It's totally wrong-headed, because we don't get to decide who has money. We don't get to make that choice. That choice is made for us by bankers, by politicians, by lawyers and lobbyists before we're even born. Before we're even born, we already are poor. And for a lot of us, just being born, you get birthed into debt. So as soon as you're born, you already owe money. So, you know, I don't understand. I don't understand is really the bottom line. I don't understand why we're willing to accept that. I don't understand why we're willing to participate in it or be part of it. You know, I don't understand how we're willing to be forced into a system that devalues individuals' worth based on the amount of money that they have. It's totally ridiculous, because all of these people without money, they're going to die. They don't get as much time to live, and the quality of life that they live is not as good. They're hungry, they're cold, they're sick, They don't have clothing, cars, or food. Why? Because some greedy, self-centered, egotistical piece of shit believes that a person's worth is based on their money. I just want to show you guys this. "75% of this county is on food stamps or qualifies for food stamps. 75% of this county qualifies for food stamps. Think about that. That's 3/4 of the population makes less than the amount of money that they need just to eat. And food gets thrown away all the time. All the time. It just, the disparity is overwhelming because it's intentional. It's not an accident. Somebody decided that this was the system that we're going to live in, is where 75% of the people don't have enough to eat and 25% of the people never have to worry about money. They never have to worry about whether they're going to eat or be able to pay the bills or stay warm or have a roof over their head. 75%. So the remaining 25% of people, they don't worry about that. And what's more, they get to decide the laws and whether the laws will discriminate against the poor. They get to decide whether people will have to go to jail for not having a place to live. They get to decide whether you get to have a job or who gets which tax cuts. All of the wealthy people, they rule us. They rule us. And they don't have good morals. They don't have good ethics. They don't have good values. They don't have what I consider to be actual human worth, because they're so tied up in the money that all they care about is how much their new car costs them, how much they get to pay for the quality of life that they want to live. And they don't care that there's people physically living in the gutter and eating trash. That's the reality in this country. There are people physically living in the gutter and eating trash. And those are the people who have it good. Those are the people who have it good. Because a lot of people don't have access to trash food. There's no food around for them to even dig out of the trash. So, I just wanted to come on a little bit and talk to you guys about the disparity in wealth and how it affects people. How a certain class of people never worry about money. They never worry about insurance payments, heating bills. They never worry about whether they're going to get organic food or food that's poisonous. They don't have to vacuum their own floors. They don't have to clean their own pools. They don't have to put in their own carpet. They don't do anything for themselves. And, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous that we live in a country like this, that we live in a planet like this. It doesn't make any sense. And this is the part that is the most ridiculous of it all, in my opinion. The most ridiculous part of all of this is that we're willing to accept it. We're willing to accept it. We're more concerned with our football team. We're more concerned with our pedicures. We're more concerned with our lattes. We're more concerned with our heating bills, with our insurance bills, with putting in our carpet, putting a roof on, seeing a doctor. We're so self-centered and selfish that we don't look around and recognize that there are people in our reality that are suffering because they don't have the money, and that's the only thing that society respects. So, I don't have the answers. All I can do is try and point to some of the problems that I feel are glaring problems that aren't getting any attention. And, maybe someone out there smarter than me has good solutions. Maybe someone out there smarter than me will develop a way to be more empathetic and more compassionate and uplifting and caring. But I just wanted to give a little Sunday morning rant, because there's so many fucked up bad Christians out there that came over to this country, genocided the people, continue to genocide the people on stolen land, and then stick their nose way up high in the air and look down at the poor people who are forced onto reservations, forced off of their land, forced into poverty, forced into hunger, forced into suicide because of greed. Because of greed and bad moral principles. Because that's what's causing all of this. Bad moral principles. So, I don't know what the solutions are, but I hope you guys find something to do in this world to make things better. I hope that somehow whatever message that I have to share somehow gets to a right person, and they, maybe change their little portion of the world a little bit for the better. And that's the only reason that I do these videos, is that for whatever reason, there's a platform out there for this type of speech. You guys tune in to listen to it. Otherwise, I would just be talking to my family about this stuff. But they've heard it. They know what I'm about. So anyway, just wanted to take a little walk around, show you guys some of the churches, show you guys some of the disparity, and talk to you a little bit about bad moral values and how bad moral values steer our society and steer our culture and steer our relationships. So, actually here, while I've got you, and since I'm right here, I want to show you a cornerstone of bad moral values. Because this is the underlying part that a lot of people don't understand. It's not on the surface, and so it's not apparent. We don't talk about it. We don't get to think about it. Okay, so here we have some memorial stones, and these are the flagpoles in front of City Hall. There's City Hall. And this right here is a cornerstone for the Rotary Club. So the flagpoles dedicated these, or the Rotary Club dedicated these flagpoles. So look, Rotarians, Lions Club, Freemasons, International Oddfellows, Elks, you name it. Any of these social groups, they're the ones who are actually making the choices. And, they sponsor things like flagpoles at the City Hall, not out of the goodness of their heart, but because they want influence in society, and they have it. They're the ones who are making the choices in City Hall about who gets to live where and what they can have. So anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. Hope you have a great rest of your day out there, and I will talk with you really soon.